amount of ice to chill this. Oh shit. I just made a fucking mess. Like no other. And we're back! For another week of not drinking the whole entire week, but drinking at least on Friday. This might come out on Saturday though. I don't know yet. So if you've read the description, you know we're doing a riff on the paper plane. But do you know what the paper plane is? We're gonna build a little bit here. We're gonna teach you something. Maybe. Paper plane is great. If you haven't had it, if you go somewhere, order it. As long as you're not gonna order that at Fridays. Maybe you will. I mean, does Fridays even exist anymore? I don't know. Oh, those nachos were good. Oh, whole side of a hard taco. Oh, covered in refried beans and cheese, jalapenos. Let's go. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. The paper plane. So, like I said, it's based off of the last word. We're gonna fast forward almost 100 years to between 2007 and 2008 when the paper plane was actually made, invented, created is a better word. So the paper plane was created by Sam Ross of Milk and Honey fame in New York City, who also happened to create the penicillin, which we covered a couple months ago, and it's on our Instagram at Baguette and Blue. He created the paper plane as a favor for his friend that was opening bar in Chicago, the Violet Hour, and then he actually started making it at Milk and Honey too. As time went on, he changed the recipe a little bit just because he found that the Campari that he was adding in addition to the Amaro in the original, he wanted it a little sweeter, so he switched out Campari for Aperol, which gave it a little bit more sweetness. I mean, let's be honest, Aperol still, it's bitter, but it's not as bitter as Campari, and it's definitely sweeter. So the paper plane, what did it have in it? And you could Google this if you really felt the need, or you can keep watching the video. So, base spirits bourbon, 1 ounce. Actually, it's a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. Everything's 1 ounce in this cocktail, so it's pretty easy as long as you have everything. So, like I was saying, the original had Campari in it. What happened? We wanted a little bit of extra sweetness. He replaced it with Aperol. Why do I keep hitting the bottle like that? I have no idea. It also had Amaro Nonino. I don't have that on hand, so this is what I have. We're not making the paper plane then, so it doesn't matter. And then just 1 ounce of lemon juice. Shake it up. Pour it in a coupe, and that's the original paper plane. Take everything, put it into a shaker, shake it up on ice, pour it neat into a glass, garnish with a lemon, and that's your paper plane. So what have we decided to do today? Well, let's find out. So like I said before, we're replacing the Amaro Nonino because I don't have it. I have a lot of other Amaros, but I wanted something a little bit more unique. So, the last time I was at Baltimore Spirits Company, I picked up a bottle of their Amaro No. 2. It's their Szechuan Amaro. It's very unique. It's infused with Szechuan peppercorns, which gives it a little pepper, a lot of fruitiness. And I mean, if you drink too much of it, your tongue might go numb. Everything else in the cocktail is pretty much the same. We're still using bourbon because we want that sweetness to kind of help us balance things out. The same goes with the Amaro. We want that a little sweetness because we have the bitterness of the Amaro. We have sour bitter of the lemon juice. So you want something that's gonna kind of cut that, and the sweetness helps. Plus the Aperol gives it a nice little reddish color. But we're not gonna float 1 ounce of Islay Scotch on top of that. I mean, I love Islay Scotch, but everybody doesn't. And if you're gonna make this, you should make sure that you like it. You can skip it. You don't need it. I just like that added smokiness, which will pair well with everything. Lafroig 10, it's a go-to. Decently priced bottle, and I'm almost out, so shucks, I'll have to get another one. All right, now we're gonna start to build this cocktail. Where's it at? Take some Angostura here. We love our bitters, obviously. Couple dashes. And I just made a mess. We're also gonna take some cardamom bitters. Just a couple dashes of this. It's really good in an old-fashioned. It smells. Then we're just gonna start building. So we got our dashes of bitters. We can just start. Ounce of Aperol. Obviously, you don't need to use the same things that I'm pouring here, especially right now. This stuff's hard to come by. If you find some, you should get it because, like I've said before, it's a very good, budget-friendly bottle, and you can't go wrong with it. But any bourbon works, and I mean, you could try higher proof things. That's this is 45%. I mean, a nice rye. Maybe that Alberta that I used a couple weeks ago. That's that's a little hot, but you never know. That's something to try. I mean, what are cocktails but experiments that some days good, some days bad? I mean, you learn from your mistakes, right? Here we go. Like I said, this is a very unique Amaro. And then just your lemon juice. So we have our cocktail. Now all we need to do is shake it. As you can see, I built everything in a bigger tin. Smaller tin should be about the perfect amount of ice for shaking, and then, you know what time it is now, right? It's a workout. Now we pour it into a chilled Nick and Nora or coupe. Then we drink it. So let's go. Remember, we're floating scotch, so take the back of your bar spoon. Barely have it touch the surface. This one here. Keeps the doctor away, right? Here we go. Garnish with lemon. Up in here. Pinch. There you go. So what are we going to call this? Well, it looks like a paper plane. But with all of this liquor, it might just end up at the scene of the crash. Cheers, guys.
Hey, man, if one of these engines fails, how far will the other one take us? All the way to the scene of the crash.
It was created by Mike Ross. Wow, where am I at Suits? So what are we? Damn it! Shit. That's how we get ants.
I bet we beat the paramedics there by a half hour.